Okay, hey, it's the Abstractionist. This is so uneven. I am so sorry. I'm trying to get it to be correct, and it's just not being correct. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, anyway, so so if you notice on your screen that it's like off, it's because it's off, and it's just, I don't know. Anyway, so this is going to be a video about kind of like where I am in my spiritual thoughts and where I'm going with shit and stuff like that. I'm going to turn this because both sides are junky. It's junky over here, it's junky over there. And the stove may buzz because I'm making these little mini pancakes from Trader Joe's. They've been in the freezer, so I'm just let's eat them. And they're pretty good. I thought they were gonna be cream puff or something like that. Anyway, this is totally distracting. So, spiritual things. I am quite tired. I feel like I haven't gone outside and gotten a lot of sun in the last few days. So I feel like that's definitely affecting my mood. It's also, we're getting, darker and darker. Not just yet, but you know what I'm saying. We're about to hit fall next month. And then it goes straight to hell from there in terms of the northern hemisphere losing sunlight all the time. So there's that. But I've been thinking about my holistic journey and my spiritual journey and spiritual beliefs and stuff like that, and I feel I pop in every few months or years to talk about that. And so let's talk about it. So some of my beliefs have definitely shifted. So things that have not shifted, animism, ancestor worship and stuff like that, that really hasn't shifted. I'm still on that. I'm not heavy into it. I'm not in a specific tradition essentially, and so there's only so deep you're gonna go if you're not in a tradition, because it's just kind of what you're doing, as opposed to you have a mentor and you have guides and you have these little things and milestones you're supposed to hit. I'm just meeting milestones in my own life, but it's not I'm on level 2 and then I go to level 3, right? It's not like that. It's not those kind of things. Let me get some water. Hold on. But okay, I was thinking about something. Anyway, so my throat has been kind of raspy. I don't know. It's the season change. Maybe I have a cat now, so I'm am I subtly allergic? It's kind of dusty in here too, so I'm back to my beliefs. I believe in animism. I believe in ancestor worship. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not in any specific tradition, and so I'm not diving deep in that way. Although I am getting more fascinated in resuming my ancestral ancestry.com kind of thing, and kind of delving into that. I feel that'll be really helpful, because it's so funny, because my name is Tony and it's a given name based on my father's name. And it's been 2 times where someone has alluded to my name being from another culture. And I did an ancestral reading, so that's another thing. So I booked an ancestral reading, and in there they were your name basically is a call to your part of your lineage essentially. And you may think that it's just a regular, you know what I'm saying, your name is John, but then John is an ancestral name that links to X, Y, and Z, and it links to specific cultures. So my name is Tony, and I have said this twice, and someone was you're Nigerian, and I'm no, I'm not. I am African American. And they're because Tony is an African name. I was no. It's based on Anthony Antonius, right? But I looked, and I just had a conversation with somebody like literally like a week and a half ago, and they were like, "You sure it's not Oluwatoni?" I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, but I ended up looking at Oluwatoni, and I was like, "Oh, this clicks in a little bit." Also, I don't feel Yoruba ancestors. They probably are like the main ones around, but like I don't feel Yoruba ancestors. I feel a little bit more linked to Bakongo, mainly because Hoodoo influences is something that like subtly I recognize in my own lived experience as an African American. And Bakongo influences are very heavy in Hoodoo. And Bakongo were like some of the main people that came to the US. Like the Yoruba came, Igbo came, so like they various tribes came, but like Bakongo is like very strong influence, particularly with Hoodoo. So like I feel like more strongly called with that. But anyway, so okay. I was like, okay, so maybe there's some like Yoruba ancestry in there, right? I do want to book another reading with the same person because I want to learn about the European ancestors that I have, because I'm like, I would like to get to know you guys a little bit, like just so you don't like piss me off. So I know when you're like around, so I really don't piss me off, because you like, you know, it's because of you. No. Yeah, like, so she gave me the video of like Yoruba, like not Yoruba, European, indigenous, and African, which pretty much already kind of felt. And the crazy thing is, when it comes to the ancestral part, that's my stove. My mini pancakes are getting nice and crispy. When it comes to it's like various things kind of clicked into place. So one of the things that came from the reading was like the card warrior came up. And if you don't know, like, I don't talk about this personally, but when I did my like meditations and shit like that, warrior spirit came up. Also my 8th house is like Aries, so like I already know there's some like fire like around there, like that's how we died, right, by war. So it like showed up, like I already know, showed up. Dad's an Aries, mom's a Capricorn, very Martian type undercurrent energy going on there, and I have a fire moon. So, and my Mars is kind of in the 12th house in Virgo. So I kind of already like figured it out. It's more like spiritual warfare than physical warfare now, but I definitely feel that that pull, because I feel pulled sometimes to martial arts, particularly capoeira, like that. And then like there's this Filipino one that I'm interested in. I kind of want to explore if I have ancestry that's distant to places like Indonesia and Philippines, because I do feel drawn sometimes to Madagascar, which also had a lot of Indonesians that came to Madagascar. And then like this, through the slave trade, sometimes people from Madagascar came to the U.S. Like it's a lot of tangles. It's also kind of like this idea where you start to, as you get deeper, you feel like we're all connected, that kind of feeling. So like these are things that I like already have felt. I already felt warrior spirit. I already felt like witch spirit. And like, yeah, those are like the main things with that. Other things, I am becoming bored of watching tarot. I feel like a lot of the tarot readers that I watched, like, they're gone. Like the really great ones that I feel like had a really big influence on me, like, they're gone. They don't read really. They have shifted how, like, what they're reading about. Like I know one, like they were reading like pretty decent stuff, and then they switched to a lot of relationship things, and I'm not gonna name them because I don't need like drama, because it's not a drama thing. It's just like, and you notice that change and you just like, wow, like what happened? Like it's almost like you feel like, I don't want to be rude, because I watch a lot of relationship stuff. That's why I got into it. And like my Venus opposed Pluto like aspect square my moon, that is a major wound for me, relationships in general, and like vulnerability in general. So for me, I'm kind of like, I like relationship readings. I do, but I just kind of feel like a lot of them are like very vapid. A lot of them are just not, you're not growing. And I want to like grow. I do like the little sexy stuff. I like that too. But I do like insights that help you grow. And maybe that's why I want to start my own channel as a perpetual single. Perspectives, and not even just perspectives from like sources that are clearly spiritual. Because like if you talking to me, like if you know me, I'm gonna be like, cut everybody off, everything is toxic. Meanwhile you're like the main one time. But I really like love readings and stuff like that, but I can see like why people like do them, because they're very easy to do and a lot of people like go for it because that's what the main thing. But I can also see why a lot of people who are into love readings, once they grow and develop, they become really averse to them, because if you're growing and you're seeing higher perspectives of yourself and other people and what has transpired and you've healed and stuff like that, like reading and watching people read for people who now are like behind you, it can kind of feel like you have to find other readers. You have to find, and I kind of just feel like sometimes like readers who really are about that growth life aren't there in that space specifically. I'm not questioned, but I definitely have gotten away from like the star seed stuff, like Pleiades and stuff like that. Like I've gotten away from that. It's not like I don't believe it, because like there's this big vast ass like universe, so I can't rule out that there's beings out there. Like I'm just not going to rule that out. Like the universe is far larger than us, right? But our perspectives is really just us. We don't really know anything about other things because we can't reach them. Like we could reach them and have like regular contact, like it would be fine. But like since we can't really reach anything else outside of our own like star system, then like, you know, like what's it like, I don't know, like what's the point, kind of. And then also like I kind of feel like a lot of people, I feel like the starseed people, sometimes they're the main people that I be feeling like energy be leaking through that's like really destructive. And the reason why I say that is because I just kind of feel like when you're doing that, like channeling for that specifically, like you gotta be really specific about like what kind of energy you're dealing with. Like I remember one girl was like reading and she was like connecting with energy, and she was like, so she did like a lot of the planet that deals with like a lot of cats, Lyra, I think, the cat people kind of thing. And basically she ended up like connecting again, and they were like, the lower energies are actually the cat energies that you like that energy, like you think it's, you know, you think there's like, yeah, like this is, but they were like, that's the lower energy. So imagine you doing like a year's worth of readings connected with that energy, right? Like, is that energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, are you doing good readings then? And I mean good as in like readings that people like really need to help them move through, or are you like, or is it like a misdirection type thing? And I feel like your paranoia can get really into that when you get into that space, because it's like, unless you are like really like rock solid, like it's just a lot of stuff that can happen for you. Then let me check on my pancakes, because you're not gonna let me burn my pancakes. I don't care. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. My pancakes are out. They're crispy. So back to like the starseed type things. I just kind of feel like that's just like a very, I feel like the reason why I moved away from it, because it's like easily corruptible, and I kind of feel like the starseed new age kind of like that realm is like a rabbit hole that I kind of feel like keeps people stuck, and I feel like definitely keeps people like paranoid. And I just kind of feel like I'm worried about the rise of cults, and I feel like there's nothing more cultish than like that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist, like tinfoil hat person, and I can watch a lot of stuff, but some things get kind of weird, mainly because of stuff that I've felt with regards to certain energies that are kind of like star-like energies. And I'm gonna be real, I didn't like them, like at all. I didn't like those energies at all. So I stay away from those. Now, you may find a lot of help in those things, but I just be like, be very careful with what you're connecting with regards to that, because same thing, I gotta be careful when I'm like doing the planets, because just because the planets are the planets don't mean they don't have little octaves of themselves, right? Like the Uranus reading absolutely freaked me the fuck out. I had to like not, and if you watch the Uranus reading and you heard me knock, it was because I felt like this, it wasn't negative, it isn't heavy, it just felt like a very pervasive, like almost bullying energy of like wanting you to like go along with like those narratives. And I, like I said, the Pluto and Aquarius, I just feel like the rise of cult and a lot of just mental health breaks with people. So I don't know, I stay away. Uranus is one of the planets for me that I'm just a little wary of. Aquarius energy I'm very wary of. I just don't think people understand how dangerous that energy can be. I don't think so. And it's not the zodiac sign specifically, it's just like that vibe that they're on, like, because it's fixed energy. It worries me, because it's on one side it's Capricorn and the other side is Pisces, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a great rock and a hard place to be in between. Anyway, so other spirituality things, like I'm getting more into like my Saturn return, and the more I get into my Saturn return, the more practical I become, and the less, it's not the less spiritual I become, but the more, it's not even agnostic or atheist about things, but I am leaning towards, if one day I decide I don't want to do any of this and none of this makes sense to me anymore, then I already made in my mind like years ago that I would be perfectly fine like just dropping everything and then continue on with my life. And then even like if I wanted to accept religion again, like, so that's where I am. I'm open to accepting religion again, but for this foreseeable future, I'm not interested in like being in part of any religion. I'm interested in learning about different religions. I'm not, like I said, being a member, no, not necessarily, but learning about them, definitely. And if I so choose to feel like, oh my god, like I feel like this resonates with me right now, then that's just what we're gonna do. Like, so there's that. I feel like there's gonna be a wave of people who go back to that. Interestingly enough, like I like go through my periods where I look at like tarot scammer, I quit tarot videos, and I feel like sometimes I just feel like this space is about to get way more crowded than it already is. And then I feel like it's going to get way more cleared out than it already is getting. It's almost like I just feel like the people who really need to do it, it's like the people that really need to do it, like I feel like half of them have gone on offline to do it in like person, and then like the ones that have stayed, like they'll still have their regular stuff, but then like the people who have a gift perhaps through communication, but it's not necessarily tarot, like they would be better to be like physical fit, like they could communicate in different ways, like us, like a personal trainer or like a musician or something like that, and they're in the tarot space and they're like wasting their time doing that instead of like going for their gift. And that's like where I feel like sometimes do I feel like, have I stalled what I am supposed to really be doing by doing tarot? Is it like a real thing that I should be doing? Or is it something that I'm wasting my time with? And I can see that with like other people as well. Like they get into it, they're like going through it, and then they stop. And it isn't just because of like, I feel like I'm going to hell now or something like that, but it's like a genuine like, am I serving you in the best way possible? Collective, like the collective. Am I serving the collective in the best way possible by being a tarot reader, right? And sometimes I go back and forth between yes and no with that. Like it's generally a hard maybe, but like sometimes I go with no because of my Saturn return is like very practical. Like I need very practical things to do, right, to make money and to survive and stuff like that. And then it's like yes, because people comment and they be like, this gave me a lot to think about and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, of two minds about it. So there's that. My interests, they changed a little bit. I definitely was more into somatic work a few years ago. I'm not so much anymore. And I'm not so much into massage in general anymore. I'm choosing to get a real job. No, I'm kidding. But I think that, I guess the experiences that I've had as a result of going to massage school have kind of figured themselves out. I'll say that. The people I've met and the experiences that I've had. And so in some way it just feels like I've kind of like, in going to like massage school, like it was the like $20,000 down the drain, but like it was the people that I was supposed to meet that was supposed to change my life and give me a perspective and open me up, and it made me very sensitive to energy because that place was like just a fucking vortex. Like it was just, there's a lot of energy working through there, for better or for worse. And like learning how to do that, like that was a whole course of psychic defense right there. That school. But yeah, like, and then coming to terms with like just my things in my personal life that I just don't want to talk about here. I'd rather talk about my womb channel because I can get really like nitty gritty. Like you guys don't come to me on this channel for like my real personal life. It's more like the tarot readings and stuff. So I'm giving you the spiritual growth and development perspectives, and then on my womb channel I'll give like the life perspectives of what I've been having. So yeah, but that's how I've been changing and growing. I don't feel like I'll give tarot up explicitly, but it just feels like my time is like, it just feels like it's winding down, like, but it's not a fast winding down, it's like a slow winding down to the point where like I may get really niche where I may not even be online, I'll just be in person, and that'll be it. Like, you know, like you may have a blog post of me, like I'm that person that you like find that you're like, oh shit, like okay, this is some cool shit, and then like, but like the last time they've logged on is like 05. Like that's how I feel. Like I just feel this slow winding down of that for some reason. Like and I've been feeling it for the last like 2 years or so, like after the pandemic especially. Like I've been feeling it for a while, like a while, and I like keep hanging on because it's just like, I don't know, I have a hard time letting things go, personal life stuff, but I have a hard time letting things go. But then also if it's still helping people, like I want to still do it. It's not even like about the deck investment and stuff like that, because I could just find a way to use those, but and then like eventually just sell them all, right, if I needed to. But it just feels like a winding down of sorts, like a slow winding down, you know. So yeah, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if by the time I finish my degree I'll be done with all of this or what. It just feels like there's something I need to move on to, and I don't know if that's another channel or what, but like I don't know, like it's like it's challenging for me because I'm just like, where should I go? So what I'm thinking of doing is making a love channel and working on that, and then seeing where that goes and if that is where I need to be going, as opposed to like where I'm doing now, right? I thought I would be like deeper into like the book stuff and things like that. Not really. I think I'm just gradually, with my Saturn return, becoming a little bit more practical in that, like, perhaps sustaining myself with a spiritual career is not necessarily what I need. And would it 100% fulfill me anyway? The answer is probably no. I don't like 100% putting my eggs in one basket in terms of what I do for work. And that has been a lot of like the issue with my Saturn return, the lessons. But yeah, I think it'll always be a part of my life, but you know, the percentage of how much it takes up in my life is fluctuating, and it's kind of like dwindling right now. And I don't know. Like, I feel like when I I look into this internally, there's just like something I'm overlooking about this entire situation, that perhaps someone will come in that represents that archetype based on like one of my readings, and it'll like resolve itself. I see myself having it resolved. How, I don't know. But yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, and I also have tarot pet peeves. I did a video about this, but one of my tarot pet peeves is singing. Like, I just feel like people be trying to get their singing career popping. It's just like, yo, just like make a separate channel and do that. Like, I just don't want to hear you sing songs. Like, I don't want to hear you sing songs when you're trying to read. I don't want you to do charms. I don't want you to do like letter tiles and stuff like that. Like, I can watch that, but it just feels like maybe I should do a love channel, because like those are things that like really piss me off about love readings and readings like in general. Like, I just don't like a lot of filler when it comes to the reading. I want the reading. I want the cards. I want you talking about the cards. I don't want charms and all that stuff and all of the, you know, like, I get it, it's an ASMR channel, low-key, and well, that's cool, but I don't want you trying to get your singing career popping off. I don't want, like, I just want to hear the reading. Like, you low-key can't sing, trying to, like, you know, like, I don't want to, like, roast people. I'm naturally very funny, the Leo moon in me. But, like, I don't want to be, like, I don't want to listen to your mixtape, like, you trying to sing, like, songs and do karaoke, like, while we're reading tarot. Like, can you just, like, read this? Can you read how this is gonna go? You know? Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. This is a long ass video, and it's 8 o'clock finally. It's starting to wind down. So, yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.